Hello coders, welcome to another How to Code Well Symfony tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to use parameters in your routing. Let's take a look at an example on the browser first. In the browser we go to /pfwd. pfwd is my Twitter handle, or How to Code Well if you want to follow that too. We are returning a JSON response with the user handle with the value of pfwd. We can change the handle by supplying a different address. So instead of going to /pfwd, we could type how to code well, like so, and that's going to return the handle of how to code well. In fact, we can supply any string into the address bar here after the first /, and it's going to return that as the user handle. So how does this work? Well, let's take a look at the code. In the Git repository, under the folder tutorials, there is a directory tutorial_2. This holds a Symfony application, and in the folder src, there is the controller folder. Within the controller folder, there is the profile controller.php file. In the controller, we have the index method. This index method has the root attribute that takes the parameter user handle. We can tell that this is a parameter of the path because the word user handle is encapsulated within two curly braces. This means that the value user handle will be taken as the parameter after the /. It has the name of app_profile, and the method itself has a parameter user handle which has the data type of a string. In the background, Symfony is performing some magic which converts the parameter user handle as the first argument to the index method. We're then returning that back to the JSON response, and that is what we're seeing in the browser. What I'm going to do now is delete the controller and we'll rebuild it from scratch. In a terminal, type ./bin/console and pass the argument make:\controller. Ensure that you have the maker bundle installed for this. We also need to supply the name of the controller that we want to create, and in this case it is the profile controller. Once you press enter, the controller file will be generated, and by default it is going to /profile, and the name is app_profile, and the method index has no arguments supplied. If you type Symfony serve in the terminal, that's going to serve the application that we can access on the browser. So if we go to a browser and refresh the page that we were on previously, we're going to get a 404 because that's going to /how to code well and then a bunch of random characters. What we have done is we've created the default profile page through the maker bundle, and that is /profile. So for example, I would like to have the path /pfwd, and I would like that to return a JSON response with the user handle with the value of pfwd. And likewise, if I was to change pfwd to how to code well without the random stuff on the end, I would also like that to return a page with the user handle of how to code well. So let's make those alterations in the code. The first thing we need to do is manipulate this path, and instead of having it fixed to /profile, I would like to supply the parameter. And as I mentioned, the parameter is in curly braces like so. Within the curly braces, we need to have the parameter itself. And in this case, it is going to be called user handle. We're now supplying a parameter to this path, and how we grab the parameter from the root and supply it to the method is via an argument. The argument is going to have the data type of a string, and it's going to be called user handle. Let's change the JSON response to return the user handle, and the value of that key will be the PHP variable user handle. Let's also remove the path value too. Once we've saved that, we can refresh the page. And now we can see that we have the JSON response user handle with the value of how to code well. And I can change that to be pfwd or whatever I would like. And that's going to be the user handle that is supplied to the index method. As you can see, the parameters supplied to Symfony make the application incredibly flexible. And I'm going to be showing you in the next few tutorials how to use regular expressions to set requirements of the parameters, and also how we can have optional parameters to our routes. If you found this tutorial helpful, then please do let me know, give it a thumbs up, share it around to those who might find it useful too. I'll provide all the code and the links to the GitHub repositories down in the show notes below. All the code will be written up at howtocodewell.net. And of course, if you've got any suggestions for future tutorials, please let me know by going to howtocodewell.net/contact. And whilst you're there, consider subscribing to howtocodewell.net for future courses and tutorials. Thanks ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everyone, and I'll see you again in the next Symfony tutorial.